Hello everybody, and this is Justin Ponarelli taking a hike, I guess. I'll just talk and walk. Let me flip the camera real quick. First of all, this is a different section of the same cemetery. Okay, got that nature trail, and I believe this is the Korean War section. I'm not going to backtrack now though. But yeah, basically, this whole place is sectioned in different areas, you know? So one section might be World War I, World War II, people that fell in battle. I think one of these sections is a Korean memorial section. I'm still a little leery about walking on the grass because it's like, I feel like I'm walking on someone. But for example, to show you how old some of these sites are, check this out here. 1915, right? Okay. I don't think you guys need to see the names, but you get the point though, right? So this place has been here for a while, but it is such a well maintained. I mean, look at this. You got flowers, nice little flag right about there. See it? More flowers. And there's little markers. See the rows of markers? It's so well maintained here. It's nice. They do a nice job. They really do a nice job. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to record or not, so I'm gonna try to keep this low key, as if I'm talking to myself. If I duck my phone down, it's because I'm either nervous or I'm just kind of I'm not watching the screen, I'm watching in front of me. So I want to be able to, you know, I don't know. Anyway, guys, so a couple quick notes. For those of you who are subscribed, a car passed in front of me. I don't want to reveal the plate just for the sake of privacy for people, so I'm going to switch the camera view back to my face. But for those of you who are subbed and do know anything about my channel, you know that I have been typically known we're actually going to pause. So guys, I don't know if anyone actually cares what I'm doing with this phone. I don't know if you're allowed to record or not. So I'm trying to keep it on the down low. And not that I'm invading anyone's privacy here, because you really can't. Everyone here is deceased, right? Except for those on the hiking and walking and biking around and stuff. There was an old joke I remember one time that was told to me by my friend's dad, who I also believe is deceased, although I could be wrong. Maybe he's still alive. I don't know. So we were driving, me and my friend and his dad. We're driving in his car. Okay. Or I should say riding in his car, right? We're not driving. We're only kids at this point. We're really young. This was a good 30 years ago. So we're just riding along, and we passed a big cemetery. You know, if I recall, maybe on the right-hand side. And the guy goes, "You see that cemetery?" I'm like, "Yep." And he's like, "How many people do you suppose?" He either said dead there or buried there. Either way, I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't guess, right? And he says, I'm like, "So how many people?" He goes, "All of them." And me being the analytical person I am, I'm thinking to myself, what does he mean by all of them? And then it took me a while to realize it's a joke. You know, it's like a trick question type joke. How many people are buried in a cemetery? All of them. It's a cemetery, right? Although, I could say technically in this case, there's mausoleums. These are mausoleum buildings. This one, for example, it's a mausoleum building. So really, in that case, they're not buried. They're entombed in a building. They're, I guess I'm supposing it's ashes, I don't know. But this is such a big place, and there's plenty of room for expansion. It's a really lovely cemetery. If I hadn't basically grew up in Henrietta, I'd probably want to be buried here, but I have so many fond memories of the water when I was a kid. My grandparents took me on a, I just flipped the camera again, hold on. They took me on a cruise into the Caribbean, you know, the whole family, my dad, my mom, and I grew to really love the water, you know, Lake Ontario, you know, I think, you know, it's called Charlotte Beach, Lake Ontario. When I went to the Philippines, I got to swim near a place or off a place called Seagull Beach in the city of Davao. Okay, so I used to love the water. So, right to the point, I wouldn't want to be buried. I'd want to be cremated to have my ashes spread out into probably the Caribbean or that one place in Davao off of Seagull Beach in the Philippines. Because I'm going to quickly pause the video and relace my shoes real quick to tighten them up a bit because they tend to get loosened up. Alright, so we're back. So yeah, just got done talking about how beautiful this cemetery is. Very well kept, very well maintained. There are literally maintenance people driving all over the place pretty much every day. I even saw one guy today, an older fella, cleaning up some garbage that was on the ground. Because occasionally you do find a piece of litter that someone had missed, or maybe it fall out of a garbage can, or maybe just someone who was irresponsible and lazy, just didn't want to take the time to put it away. I don't know. I've been tempted occasionally to bring a garbage bag with me, so if I had wanted to help clean the town up a little bit. So when I'm walking, I'll sometimes see garbage on the side of the road, and it's like, why did someone leave a Salvatore's pizza box laying around on the side of the road? It's like, guys, you know, it takes 5 seconds, store it in a bag, toss it out. Don't be, you know, don't be lazy, that's all. Not that I'm not lazy, right? I'm lazy too, so, but I'm not gonna dump my garbage on the side of the road. That's just not cool, you know? Even if you're gonna just open up someone's garbage can and dump it in, and you know, you could do that. No one's gonna know. At least it's in the garbage where it belongs. So anyway, now we're gonna get to the hike again. So guys, this is the same place I've been coming now since moving to the new house. Okay, the new rental property with my mom and my stepdad and my half brother, stepsister. Literally, I can just call them my brother and sister because that's how I see them, you know. You don't think of your half brother as your half brother, you think of them as a brother, flesh and blood. And as far as my stepsister's concerned, she is just as much a sister to me as my biological sister could be too. So guys, I'm gonna quickly take you on the full hike. And the reason I'm going back here today, not just for the exercise, not just because it's a nicer day out. I mean, the temperature is more mild than it has been. So it's more mild. It's not raining. But yesterday, so guys, I've been going through some stuff. It's been hot. You know, either I'm too tired to do my to do my normal interstellar pilot videos, okay, or where I've been too hungry or whatever. I've been having a lot of trouble this late in the summer. My body's not always cooperating with me, and now with my recent loss, I haven't really been inclined to do anything recently because what I've been going through has been a little bit of it's been a bit much for me. And right now I'm just trying to I'm not really trying to suppress it, but by keeping myself busy and talking a little bit about it, it can help. I'm trying to recover. I'm trying to recover and move on. So part of that is, talking about it with other people, sharing it, and not that this would be the way to do it typically. You typically talk to a friend or family, right? But you know what, guys? I don't mind sharing bits and pieces of my real life with you guys, with anyone that wants to watch, because in my belief system, eventually we will all be brothers and sisters, okay, literally living under the same spiritual roof. So why not start now, right? In my belief system, it's love one another. So, and guys, I want to give a shout out to a subscriber of mine who was also the guy who donated the camera to me. And even though we don't believe the same thing, and I found that out recently, and I was surprised. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm totally okay with that, okay? So, but despite that, he has really treated me like I'm his neighbor, like a friend, even though he's never seen me in person before, doesn't know me beyond my videos, but yet he has treated me like a friend. He basically follows Christ's commandment to love one another, at least as far as I can tell, despite not believing such things. And I think it's really amazing, really awesome. So this is my attempt, guys, to treat anyone who wants to watch this video like family. And right now I'm trying to look around, make sure I'm not being followed, because off-trail hiking is forbidden here. And that's what I'm doing. So sorry, guys, if you live around here. Anyway, so guys, I'll show you what I did. So I used to get lost back here on occasion when I've done this before, so I've marked my trails. So this part that we've been on so far is pretty easy. Getting down here is a piece of cake. Okay, so here is trail marker number 1. That's just a spot of some kind. But that's my first marker. And here's the deer trail. So you follow this deer trail. It's kind of hard to make out, but this is a deer trail. You can kind of tell if you look at see the ground right here? It's a deer trail. Or maybe it's just where water happens to fall down the hill after a rainstorm. So you follow the deer trail very slowly and carefully. It's a bit steep. Steeper than I'm used to back where I used to live in Henrietta. And longer too. Rest against a tree real quick. And that's our gate. Right through those two sections there of tree. That's my gate. At least that's how I treat it, like a gate. Okay. Okay, where's the next marker? I know we have to go here anyway, but I want to show you guys the marker. I thought there was one. There is. Okay. It's hard to make out. Okay. See that scratch? There's a better one too, right here. See that? Okay. From here, I could technically branch off this way, but in reality, I want to go through here. Okay. So let's do that, guys. let's do that. And in case I was lost, here's the next marker, okay? So from here, backtracking is pretty easy. I just follow my markers backwards along the deer trail, which is apparently marked with, that's, I don't know if I stepped in that. I'll have to check later, but, you know, anyway, so watch for the vines and stuff. Some of which I have hacked away with some, with a pocket knife. So I have made some cuts along the way to make sure I can travel without getting caught by bramble. So I've been back here long enough now, guys, to know what it is or where it is I'm going and how best to navigate it without getting too caught up on stuff. I'm taking the wrong trail. Huh. I'm only off by like a foot though, so now I'm back on the trail. So if you look, we're going through that area here along this section here. I'm not sure what these weeds are, but I've got long pants on, so it doesn't really matter too much. So I know where I am by memory at this point. But in case I didn't know where I was, here's the next marker right here. There's my next marker. A little bit of pocket knife work and we're good. And there's that same feather still there, still stuck in that branch from where I found it. I found it on the ground and I placed it in there. I stuck it right there. Come on, back on the screen you go. I stuck it right there and it's surprisingly still there after over a month. Then we've had wind and rainstorms and it's like, huh, that's cool, it's still there. So following the trail, and guys, this right here on that tree is where I gave my first outdoor sermon in this area. Okay, and this is where I had set up my phone on this little nook here, and I think I placed my little Bible here, my notes there. I'm sorry if you can't hear me, I'm trying to like stick my phone out, right? But yeah, I gave a sermon right here. So I know this tree. So now, see this also, this big old fallen section here? You'll want to walk along here. Now this looks obvious. This little section here, you can tell it's like a part of a deer trail maybe, but you don't want to go this way. You want to go through here instead, towards that tree. I also want to kind of mark the back entrance too. So this tree lacks a marker, but I don't need one. I don't need one here. So what we do now is we keep going past this big thing here, past this big tree. See all this, you know, fallen stuff? It's a big tree that had fallen. You go along here, okay? And now you keep going until you reach this marker here. And we have another marker. See that? Why does it say down? Why is it pointing down? You see this arrow too? Another marker, because you want to go through here. Now I thought about cutting this part off. I thought about chopping away this section, but I really don't need to so badly. And yes, if you look in the corner, the right-hand corner of my screen, you'll see what I've been upset about. I'm not going to explain how it happened, because that's my own business. You know, it was a mistake, or just negligence, or having lack of money to treat her, or whatever it was. I'm not going to identify exactly. And now, I want to go towards that log over there. You would think it was towards the opening, right? But you actually want to go under this bramble again. You want to go under this bramble and go that way. That way kind of leads to more bramble that I don't want to get into. So let's go this way. Okay. And I'm going to stop in a bit and take some water. And here is our next marker right there. See that? There you go. So yeah, I came back here and I remember being lost, but I loved being on top of that hill because this is way off trail. And this part's a little dicey, because it's harder to make out a trail. In fact, you really can't. It's almost impossible, but if you look very carefully, you can see the ground. So I know where I am, kind of. So at this point, it's kind of like guesswork. But you can't get through that, right? That's impossible. You can't get through all this mess here. Only one way to go. So this part, there's no trees to mark, so it's kind of guesswork and memory work. But once you get here, you'll notice I cut that end. Okay. Hold on. Let me flip that back. And I cut that. And I cut that. Okay. And that's been cut. And that's been cut. So I just go right through. Okay. And now we're on the other side of that little section. And now, this little fella here, that branch there, kind of blocks our way. So we're not going there. We're just going to keep going. And lo and behold, there's another marker. And now it looks like it points to the right, but in reality I was trying to make an arrow going this way, because our next marker is that tree there. I didn't cut the tree, don't worry. It was already like that. And there's some more litter on the ground that someone's left there for ages. I'll just kind of keep it there because it helps me remember where I am. So at this point, if I wanted to backtrack, it's actually rather difficult to backtrack properly. And I'm actually quite tempted to mark this tree, but not right now. Maybe I will later. But I guess X marks the spot, right? Look at the X, see the X? Boom, boom, yeah, I know it's obvious, right? I could just go that way, and I'll find my way, I suppose. It's not too hard, but for me, going in one direction is a lot easier than what I was doing before. Our next real marker, actually here, in case the tree wasn't enough, there's the arrow, see that? Bam. Okay. I do believe this, yep, this is another marker right here. Okay. It's just trying to tell us to go in that general direction. But in reality, the next marker is this piece of garbage. See that big thing on the ground, that white thing? Right there? I'm not sure what it was, maybe an old stove, but it's just discarded in the middle of nowhere on the ground, so that's where we're going. But before we do that, I want to stop and pay my respects again. So real quick, guys, that's another trail marker. If you watched my previous video, that's the R, and here's my marked site. Rock on top of a metal slab. A little bit of a thing I put there. I see nothing's disturbed the site, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I'll just take a second to sit here for a while and drink water. It's really nice back here. There's no one around for at least a good half a mile. Although you can hear someone doing tree work or tree or bush trimming work in the background. But there's no way they can hear me. I'm way too far away for them to hear me. And at this point, there's no way anyone from the cemetery maintenance could have followed me around because I'm too far gone. I'll just sit for a while. Hold on, guys. You know, I will pause it for a moment. Probably longer than a moment, but I'm going to get back to the video shortly. A moment, please. Alright, so we're back. So yeah, here's the thing I was talking about. This basically serves very well as a trail marker, in my opinion. Although it shouldn't be here, but you guys, you tell me what you think it is. I think it was a stove. There's a section here. See the bar running across it here? And this here, okay, there might be a serial number down here. I don't really know. I'm not going to read it off. It's, I'm not really interested right now. Okay. And if you look at the top, see how there's this carved out section? See how there's that section there carved out? And then there's just this plain, this rusted top. Another section. It looks like there would have been 2 burners here, 2 burners there, with the middle section there, right? It looks just high enough to have been an old-fashioned stove. But how it got back here, I have no idea, because someone would have had to haul it back here for quite a ways. There's no other houses back here for quite a while, so yeah, I don't know how it got here. Perhaps at one point there was a house here a long time ago, but it's since vanished. And only the larger metallic furnishings had remained, the heavy ones. That's my guess. So anyway, so departing from the site, which you can see on the previous video, okay, and guys, as far as, Interstellar Pilot, I do intend on getting back to it. I'm just not sure when, okay? So please bear with me, okay? And now, this is actually the next trail marker right here, right next to where we are. It's a 2-way arrow, okay? But what I've discovered is the left-hand side arrow that I initially carved does point to a potential side deer trail, okay? But in reality, you want to go to the right. It's easier, it's better, it's quicker. Now, at this point, follow the stick, right? See the deer trail right there, that patch of dirt? That's a deer trail. This is not a marked trail. I'm being a bad boy. And I enjoy that. If I look at it correctly, no, that's not a marker. It looks like one, but it's not. It's actually, that's natural. Okay. So guys, I've got some marking to do. So I want to be able to find my way back in the back. I want to go through the back way and find my way back. And that's actually the hardest part, to find my way back. Okay. Going through here, the one way is easy. Finding my way through the back is pretty hard. So I want to see if I can eventually do that. So I'm going to pause here, pocket the phone, and try to get back to you guys, okay? If I don't get back to you, you know what to do. Questions, comments, constructive criticism down below, and if you don't like the video, comment below and tell me why. That's in case I get cut off. If I don't get cut off, then we'll do the outro again. Okay? See you soon. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink. So I'm still sitting on the side of the trail, but I'll show you the marked section, and I'll show you where I got out. That is, I had some water, sorry guys. So initially, I had no interest in marking the back door to the side trail, the deer trails, because, I'd feel like that was gonna potentially allow me to get caught being back where I'm not supposed to be. Because again, this is part of a groomed park. First let me show you my marker, my new marker. It's my new marker. See the arrow? New marker. Okay. And I have another new one right there. Okay. So, and I made a few new ones as well to mark the approach to this part of the trail. And if you go just a few more feet in this direction, again, I point the camera at the ground because my face is pointing at the ground. Because I am on unmarked trails. I want to watch my feet so I don't trip and fall and hurt myself and be stranded back here with my dislocated arms. But you can tell we are nearby an actual marked trail, because that's an official trail marking. And here we are, and you can tell that this is an actual physical trail because of how big and wide it is. Look at it, okay? And it's very easy to tell where it goes. You can almost see two tracks side by side, as if vehicles have come back here before to make sure, you know, it stays marked. Now, I'm gonna walk a little ways away from my new back door marking to see if I can do this the reverse way. Okay, but first I'll show you what I was tempted to do previously today, or yesterday, I should say. Now we're gonna go here. This is, I think, an official side trail. It's so close to the actual trail. If you look at the ground, it looks pretty well carved out. It runs alongside this section of fallen logs, which is arranged in such a pattern that it must be man-made. In other words, the logs must have been placed there by human beings, almost as if to say, here, this is kind of like a little artificial, natural fence, and here's the carved out trail on the ground. Okay, you can see the moss. Okay, I don't know. That's how I would, figure it out, right? So, yesterday after doing my work in the woods and having a time of grieving, and I had walked back here, finally made my way back here after about a good 45 minutes or so. And I'm like, you know what? What if animals start to dig into the area that I had just covered up? I'm like, you know what I need? A big stone or something to put on top of the site to cover it up and secure it. And I had remembered there was bricks and concrete slabs right there, here, 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 and most importantly right there. I took that one and I popped it out of the ground real fast. It took all of like 5 seconds to pop that brick out. So I was very tempted to go back the way I came and mark the trail with a brick. But I'm like, you know what? Can I even find my way back? And the answer was no. My back door at the time had no marking on it. There was no way that I could have found my way back, no matter how hard I tried. But now, as a test, let's see if I can do it now. So I've been back here before. Okay, there should be a stump right there. I'll just walk towards it because you can't see in this camera, it's very shoddy. Let me just show you, hopefully without the glare. I marked it with the stick. See that stick? I put it there. Now, the idea would be that I walk along here, off the main trail, and all the bramble and leaves and sticks. And I would think to myself, where, oh where, is that side trail? Can I find it? And you look around and it's like, how would you get in? Because every single inch looks like it's not the way in. But now from memory and from my markings, I know what to look for. I'm looking for a log on the ground with an arrow near the official blue trail marker, which should be anywhere here. Oops, there's the rats again, right? There's my older rats that I had before. So the blue marker is on that tree right there, which means the fallen log is right about, and even now I can't see it properly. Aha, there it is, right there. there's the marker. See, it's so vague and hard to find. I guess you could also argue, again, X marks the spot, right? Look at that X. Another X marks the spot. You look down, there it is. And this video could serve as a map back and forth, which is awesome. I think I'll call it trail mapping. There you go, that's a good name for the video, trail mapping. First marker, well, let's go. So I gotta be quiet. In case I'm being followed, because I don't want to be followed back to where I'm going because it's not where I'm supposed to be. So let's make this quick and quiet. We're going that way. Remember, the arrows were made to show us the way in from where we came from. See how they point that way? We're gonna go the opposite direction. Some of this is very vaguely marked though, but if you look around, you can see that we're blocked in, except for right in front of us. See that slight deer trail indentation? If you look on the ground, you can. Another marker. Ain't this fun? Get snagged by branches. So at this point, most of it's not marked. So I gotta be very, very quick, very quiet. So I'm getting snagged on stuff. And here's the indentation, which I'm imagining after a good snowfall during the spring, there'd be water flowing through here, which eventually connects down to the main river stream area. Is there another marker? Not easy to see, but we're gonna go through here. I know generally where we are now. Another marker. Go this way. Okay. I don't think the big tree's marked. Aha! There we go, see? We're getting close. Pretty fun, pretty fun. But here's the hard part. The hard part is this part. This part's the hard part. Ah. There's the grave site. There's my marked site. Okay, there's the site. Trail marker. There's the next. I'll show it to you up close. I'll just keep walking towards it real slowly. See the stump. See the tree section of tree. I don't see the arrow though. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. So, it means we came from this direction in particular. So we want to go that way. Along this trail here. X marks the spot. We're going back this way. Okay. Through this. Oops, you can't see it. Following the deer trail. At this point, this is our only clue, is a deer trail, because there's no trees to mark at this point. So, through the small archway, I'll just bully my way through it with my hiking stick. And see? Follow the deer trail. Follow, 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 follow. At this point, it gets kind of confusing, right? Wall of bramble. Wall of bramble, where do we go? Well, you look down, you can see the faint outline of a deer trail that leads over this fine bramble here and through there. And I can see the log. So at this point, we're looking for a log. An actual physical log. And here it is, with a marker on it. See the marker? Right there in the middle of the moss. Right there. And I'm not sure if that's a giant poop, but I'm going to try to avoid that. That's gross looking. I got to squat down because now I'm in a section where I really don't want to be. In reality, we could go, I think we just want to go through there. Kind of duck down to the left. And we've made it. We've made it back through. So let's just get down. I'm gonna take off some of these little sticky parts because they're sticking to me, they're poking at me. Okay. So duck down. And here we are. Big old vine in the way. And we're through. Now, at this point it's mostly from memory, but if you look around, there's all this bramble on the ground. Where do you go? Follow the deer trail. Look for the downed trail, the downed tree, follow it back. Now there's no marker here, but there doesn't need to be in my opinion. I could mark this, but I think it's so gnarly it serves as a nice marker by itself. But I know where I'm going. Because that tree right there is our, we'll call it the preaching tree, where I gave one of my first sermons out here. Well, the first real sermon anyway, that I felt compelled to give. And so here's a marker. Again, follow along the downturned bramble. Quiet for a moment. Check the battery. 42 minutes on the clock. We're still good. We'll go that way. Following along this downed tree section, which will lead us right to one of the markers that'll take us the way we came. Marker, right there. Not a very good one. I'll fix it later, but that's a marker. Following the deer trails. Now at this point it gets a little sketchy. So it looks like there's a deer trail there, but the beaten path looks to be through here. So let's do that, shall we? Guys, this kind of stuff, this excites me. This helps to energize me, excite me, and calm me down. Although I'll probably pay for it later if I dehydrate. So I'm gonna take some more water after this and go back through the other way. We'll go back, but before I end the video though, I'll end the video and then I'll go back and have some more fun. Okay. So a little disorientating now, but if I look around, I think we want to go through here. There's two trees that almost form. Yeah, there's the deer trail right on the bottom. See the deer trail? More deer trail. And marker. And then we go through here, and there's what I'll call the main gate. Right through those, right there. Deer trail, deer trail, deer trail, deer trail. Where's the markers though? Hold on. And there's one. That's the only one we get, I think, at this point. And at this point, follow the stick, and down we go, right through there. And guys, this has been the trail mapping adventure, and I just want to say again, guys, please wait for me to make some more Interstellar Pilot. I will be continuing A Pirate's Life, the grand finale, but for right now I am still grieving. Summer's been hard on me, and it is honestly very difficult to decide on a proper ending for the series. So in the meantime, if anyone likes hiking videos, I do hope you enjoyed this video, okay? I hope you enjoyed some virtual trailblazing off-trail adventure. Okay, guys? This is Justin Pontarelli signing off for now, saying, you know what to do. Please leave any questions, comments, and/or constructive criticism down below in the comments. If you didn't like the video, please tell me why, explain it to me, and then give it a thumbs down so I know how to improve in the future. Okay? Beyond that, Virus 2020. Wash your hands. Take care, guys. Until next time, see ya.